accept state. Remember when you construct a GNFA, the accept state has arrows from all states, all other states. Okay, so this one will be here, but there's not. It's not mentioned. So it has a. We haven't drawn it because it's. There is in this here. There is no. There's no link. There's no arrow from one to this transition arrow that you draw because this has sort of been added later to as part of making the DFA into a GNFA. So the label on this is the null set. Okay, but it is there. Don't forget that. Now, so this we're ripping out two. This is gone, but this is still here. Now we have to modify the label. So we have to throw out the null set, the empty set label here, and replace it with something. And what's the something? Well, you use this. Now the two we're ripping out that would correspond to this. Okay, so think of that as state 2. So these correspond, right? And Qi, this is just for any two states, Qi and Qj. Now Qi would be 1, so think of that as 1. And Qj now, well, that'd be A, right? And so from Qi to Qj, well, that corresponds to from 1 to A. So it's the regular expression on that is the label on this transition arrow corresponds to R4. So what is it here? Well, it's a null set. Okay, so R4 is the null set. That arrow corresponds to R4. Corresponds to the between state Qi and Qj. Okay? Here. And so this label gets changed to this one. Okay? So this has been ripped out, that's gone, and this gets changed. Gone, this gets changed. Okay? So what is this? The new label on it, the new regular expression that we put here. Well, it's this. Now let's see. What does R1 correspond to? Well, it's B. R1 corresponds to B. That's this one. And R2 is this one. So that'd be A union B start. Okay? Start. And R3 is empty set. And then concatenate. Well, so what do you get? So you get B concatenation, AUB starred, what's R3? Concatenate empty set. No, it's an empty string. Okay, so that will just leave you with this. So R1, R2, R2 star, and then R3. But R3 is the empty string. So you're just left with that. Okay, so that is this. Oh, and what happened to the R4? Well, your R4 is the null set, and if you union anything with a null set, you just get the anything. Right? So this effectively is not there because R4 is the null set, right? So you just get that. I hope you followed that. Right? You can see why I've left this here. It's useful. We left it from the previous board. This is just explaining what I've just done verbally. So R1 corresponds to this one. It's B. R2. That's this one. This one. R2. That's your A union B. There it is there. R3. That's that one. That's that one. Well, that's just the empty strings. Okay. And R4 between the two states. In this case, it's the empty set. Okay. So, so the new label here corresponds to this. Would be R1, there is B concatenated, this starred, so A union B starred, concatenated with R3, what else, what's R3 here, that's eta, sorry, blah, there we go again, epsilon, okay, and union with R4, and R4 is the empty set, alright? Well, that simplifies down to just that. B and the star of A union B. So you put that label here. Okay. Now going from 1 to A. So that's your new label. That's your new regular expression you put on that transition arrow. Okay. Right. So now we go from here to here. So we rip out one more state. So we rip out 1. And therefore, this, and this all disappear, they're gone. And so you're just left with just 2 states, the start state and the accept state of the GNFA. And remember, in a GNFA, the accept state gets transition arrows from all other states. Okay? So this accept state will have a transition arrow from the start state, because that's one of the other states. But it's labelled null set, empty set. Okay? So, but it's there, but not drawn. Because if you drew them all, it would sort of be a mess. The diagram would be cluttered. Right? But we need it, because if we're going to kill this one, rip it, pull it out. Then the transition now is only between S and A. That's all there is. The transition between S and A. So we have to update the label on this transition arrow to what? Well, again we'll use this. Okay. So what are our R1, R2, R3, R4s now for this case? Okay. Well, that'll be our R1. Right. That corresponds to this. R2 will be this, so it'll be R2 starred, so we'll have an A starred, and that's R3, this thing, okay, that'll be your R3 here, and what's R4? Well, that's the empty set, so R4 is that, corresponding to this, between these 2 states. Alright, we'll plug those values in. What did we say R1 was? R1 is just eta. Sorry, there we go again, epsilon. R2 will be A, so it'll be A star. So epsilon, A star, and then R3 is this. So just plug that in. That's R3. Okay. Union R4. Now what's R4? Well, what's that? That's R4, which is the null set. Okay. So if you union the null set with something, well, you just get the something. Right? So effectively, union with nothing. So if you union with the null set, you just look at this. So you simplify that down and you'll end up with A star, B, and then the star of A union B. There it is. There it is. Okay. And that, because it's the label, the regular expression, on the last, the remaining, the only transition arrow between the start state and the accept state, that is the regular expression you're looking for. This thing. That's that. Okay? So we found it for example, our first example, 1.66. Now the next one, it's only a 3-state DFA, but already it's getting quite complicated. The resulting equivalent regular expression that you're trying to find is, like I was saying before, quite long. I got all this wrap around a square. Well, I'm exaggerating, but you'll see it's quite long, right? But that's for next session.